You've done all that hard work, all that training. You now are the proud owner of a 50K running medal. But what does your recovery look like? You've done it, but what happens next and how do you feel? Stick with me. I will share. Hey everybody, it's Jessie with Running for Everyone. This channel is about real life stories, advice, tips, and motivation to help you achieve your running goal. We post weekly videos to help encourage you and support you on your running journey. Thanks for being with us. I look forward to running with you. Okay, so I finished my third 50K and I want to talk about recovery because recovery is one of those things that you want to be prepared for after you've run that big race. You've trained all this time, you've had the big day, but what are you going to feel like afterwards? What's the reality of the work you put in to get this wonderful medal? And what are you going to feel like when the race is done and for the next few days? And how do you take care of yourself during that time? Well, first off, I will tell you that after the race, you are obviously going to be really tired. And honestly, for me, I know pretty much everything hurts. So I just finished my third 50K, and even just walking from the end of the race to my car, having to walk that distance and getting to my car, I was moving really slow. It hurt. You know, you hurt. Your body is tired, your feet hurt, and all of that good stuff. I got to my car. Now, remember, the race for me was really wet. Very wet gear, very wet shoes, very wet socks. And fortunately, I had a spare, I had towels in my car, I had some garbage bags, grocery bags that I could put my wet shoes into, and I brought some spare shoes with me. So I was able to get back to my car, take off my wet gear, and change out shoes, which felt really great at that point because I'd been 15, 16 miles in very wet socks and shoes. So, but it's really funny at that point, even just trying to bend over to take your shoes off can be a bit of a challenge. So, you know, just be prepared after you're done with your run that you are going to be sore. And it's really tough to bend over. If you drop something on the ground, you're going to have a hard time standing back up again. And it's a little bit funny because you're not necessarily going to be ready for that, maybe. But just know that that is how you're going to feel. I also really like to try and stretch after I run. A lot of times I'll pop the back of my car up, the trunk hood up, and put my foot on that back deck of my car and stretch that way. And I certainly tried doing that this past Saturday to stretch a little bit, and not really having much success swinging my leg up and trying to extend it out and do some stretching like that. So, you know, I improvised in other ways. I did try and get a little bit of stretching in. I'll tell you my experience with the 3 runs that I've done, the 350Ks I've done, is that the more you can walk, the more you can stretch. After you're finished with your run, the better you're going to feel. So after the most immediate desire and need to get back to wherever you are, clean up, get a little bit of rest, keep moving as much as you can. Make sure you do get a little bit of stretching in, keep moving, keep walking. So then next thing really is obviously trying to clean up. A lot of times people like to do ice baths. We happened to get a natural ice bath in our 50K run because we were going through some very, very icy tidal waters that were covering our path. So if you want to see more about that, take a look at my 50K real life stories video. I'll put the link below. But yeah, we had an ice bath during our run, which was kind of fun. But I don't do ice baths after I run. I definitely take some ibuprofen to help with a little bit of the pain and the inflammation. And then I typically just jump in the shower. It's a great feeling to get all cleaned up after a really long run like that. So jump in the shower, and I joined my friends for just a celebration dinner. It was really fun to just sit there, relax, have somebody else serve us, have a nice drink, and enjoy just a wonderful meal with friends. So that was my evening afterwards. Um, Another thing to understand is first night of sleep after a 50K. My experience over the years has been that my first night of sleep, you'd think you'd sleep really, really well, but for me, I don't normally sleep well that first night. I am still sore. So when you're laying there and you're trying to find a position that you're comfortable in, for me, I find that my body's still pretty sore. So I don't get a great night's sleep that first night, even though I've taken some ibuprofen, things like that to help recover. Not a great night's sleep. And the next morning, you're going to feel a lot of those aches and pains again because you've been still all night, not moving your muscles. When you get up the next morning, it's sometimes a bit challenging to get out of bed. I know the bottom of my feet hurt. It just can be really tough to move. You're still feeling all the aches and pains of the day before. So for day 2, I really encourage you to keep moving. Go out for walks as much as you can through the day. Don't find yourself doing a Netflix binge on the sofa. Get out and move around. I actually had to go to work the next day, and for me, sometimes I think that's the best thing because I was up and moving all day long. And sure, I was a little bit more fatigued than normal, but the fact that I was able to keep moving really sets me up for my muscles moving and working and getting the lactic acid out and feeling a lot better and recovering a little bit sooner. So I continued to take ibuprofen through the day, my second day, but I did keep moving all day long. Sleep second night is a totally different story. So the night after the 50K, next day, that second night, tends to be a really great night of sleep for me. So I tend to go to bed early, get a really great night's sleep, and feeling so much better. So really even then, day 3 after, or day 2 after, day 2 of recovery, I should say, after the 50K, I'm feeling pretty normal again. Back to regular activities, not feeling achy or things like that. Maybe still a little bit more tired. I'm not quite ready to go out for a run quite yet. I typically will give it a few more days, listen to your body, see what feels right for you. If you do feel like going out for a run, keep it short, keep it very, very easy. I personally tend to continue to like to just try and walk for a few days, to continue to move my muscles and recover with walking. And I plan on a run again a week from the 50K. Planning on going to the gym, getting some cross training in, but my first run is actually going to be a week from 50K race day. So those are my tips and tricks with recovery, my real life experience and stories of recovery after running a 50K. That first day, the first night, first day in particular, after race day tend to be a little bit more of a challenge. So just be prepared for that. Take a little bit of time too while you're at it to write down your thoughts from running this race, because I think that's a really great thing to do too. Just how you feel. The endorphins are going to be flowing like crazy and you're going to feel really good. So even though you're achy, you're going to feel great about the accomplishment that you've just had, and it's an amazing thing. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you find this helpful. I have a link below for my 50K from scratch to 50K for beginners training plan. It's a day-by-day, week-by-week training plan. It also includes specific gear recommendations and nutrition recommendations, so I'm happy to share that. It's something that I've evolved through the years. It's helped me run my third 50K successfully and with a smile on my face, which is even better. Thanks for joining me. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to get the updates of our weekly videos. And I'm really happy that you've joined Running for Everyone running community here. We provide weekly tips, tricks, advice, success stories, motivation to help you achieve your running goals. So we're really glad to have you here. I look forward to running with you. Comment below if you've ever experienced any of these things. We'd love to hear from you. It's an amazing journey to run your first 50K, and we're here in support of you reaching that goal. Have a great day.